I've decided today it's time to make another addition to that container garden. So now we're going to add sweet corn. And this is that sweet corn that we only started growing a few weeks ago. Seems to have come on really well so far. And it's the mini pot ones, the ones that you can harvest when they're only about 3 inches long, to chuck in your stir fries, have on barbecues, or you can even eat them raw. They grow to about 5 feet in height, and I've never tried to grow them in a container before, but we said we'd try it this year, so let's do it. And I've decided I'm going to pop 2 of them in this homemade container. We made this out of an old pallet. Well, I actually made 14 of them because the pallets were free. They didn't take a lot of work to make and they're very useful. And the bottom slats, I've got inch gaps in between across the bottom, so there's really good drainage. And we've filled it with a bit of rough compost. And then we'll be topping it up with some good quality stuff. But because sweet corn's notorious for snapping in bad winds, we're going to offer it a little bit more support as well. I'm going to screw these old pieces of wood to the back of this container, and then we can tie the sweet corn to it as it grows. So in the event we do get any really bad winds, they're not going to snap. So we'll just pop a screw in it to secure it to the back. And I didn't have 2 pieces of wood the same length, so I just joined these 2 together with a couple of brackets. Then we can just do the same with this side as well. If you don't have any wood like this, you could just use some canes. And I've got some of this slow release fertiliser. You can get this from Farmland. So we're going to add a good amount. And now we can fill it back up with some really good quality compost. So now this is about 1/3 of the way full. I'm going to pop in a decent amount of fish blood and bone. Because sweet corn plants are really heavy feeders, so we want to make sure there's plenty of nutrients in this compost when they go in. Now we can just top it off with some more compost. Then I'm just going to level it out a little bit. Now we can get his plants in. I'll use the pot to make the hole. Then we'll take his plant out and we'll have a look what the roots are like as well. And it's got some roots. They was just trying to get out the bottom of that container. They're not too bad, but obviously now it's going to grow better roots and it's going to grow bigger and quicker. So we'll just pop that in that hole. Firm it down. Make sure you do firm it down as well. And try and keep it as straight as you can as well. And then we'll do the same with the other one. And basically exactly the same with the roots. So we'll get this popped in here. And try not to bury them any deeper than they were originally. We don't want any stem rot. And that's your 2 sweet corns in your container. And we've got these nice supports that we've put on as well. So as this plant grows up, we can secure it to this. Then the wind is not going to be able to damage either one of these plants. But we're also going to add some of these pea plants. These are alderman peas. And the reason we do this is because sweet corn is quite an heavy feeder of nitrogen, and peas and beans expel nitrogen. They were definitely ready for coming out. We'll rough these up a little bit because the roots are really wrapping around the bottom now. Peas and beans are probably the best companion plants for your sweet corn, and that's why we use them. So I'm just going to pop this in this corner at the front, or what will be the front of the container, and bury it down. And then we'll do the same other side. If you planted them at the back of the sweet corn, as the sweet corn grows, these will wrap around the sweet corn, providing a free support. So I'm going to put a couple more in here. Then I'm going to put a couple across the back as well. And because we can get an earlier harvest from lettuce, I'm going to put a couple in the middle. These are oak leaf green lettuces, and that'll be enough for this planter. And we might as well just give it a quick top dressing of slow release fertiliser as well. And just to finish this planter off, we need to give these peas at the front something to climb up, because we don't want them hanging down onto the floor. So what we'll do is we'll just pop a cane in and sink it in right to the bottom, and it's wedged against this edge so it can't move, and then we'll just tie them off with some string. So that's nice and secure on there. And then we'll put one at the other side as well. Then I'm just going to loosely put a twist tie around this pea onto the cane, so it's already heading in the right direction. Make sure you do this loosely if you do it, because you don't want to pinch the tops off. And we'll guide this one the same. Now we just need to give them a good watering. And that should contain a sweet corn, all finished. So I'll harvest the lettuce first as that grows on, and then we can pick the peas as they're going up these canes. As the sweet corn's growing taller, the back peas will wind themselves around the stem and at the same time expel nitrogen into compost, feeding your sweet corn. And then the last thing that we'll be taking will be the ears of corn from the sweet corn once they've ripened. So all we need to do now really is put it in the container garden, but I'm not doing that today because it's very windy, ironically, at the moment. So we'll leave this in here for a couple of days to get established, and then we'll be moving it outside. And if you want to see what else we put in this container garden as we go through the next few months, then just hit that subscribe button and press the notifications bell, and we'll see you all on the next video. You take care. Thank you.